All right. And we're back again. All right. So, my name is Erwin Solis. And so, here we are getting to know again some of Chicago's best comedians. And I am joined today with.
I'm Kat Diaz.
All right. So, with that, let's go ahead and get this started. So, how long have you been doing comedy?
I have been doing comedy for very officially, a year and 9 months. But it's always been something that I've been interested in. And I actually did a lot of acting and improv in high school and college. And I moved to Chicago for a boyfriend after I graduated college. The relationship didn't last, but I love Chicago, and I think the entertainment scene is one of the is top notch. So after doing like improv, I think I kind of fell out of love with it a little bit. And I kind of wanted more control about what was going on stage. So that's kind of how I came into stand up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, you said officially, have you, well, I guess with the improv, that would be the unofficially part of you doing stand up or?
Yeah,
Or-
I interned with the Comedy Bar in 2013, and the first time that I ever did stand up was one of the intern assignments that we did back then. So it was at a bar in Chicago. I don't remember what it was. It was called like Estelle's or Stella's. I don't remember even if it's still around, but that was the first time that I did it, and that was 11 years ago. But I obviously haven't been doing it for 11 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Kind of like teenies started
Right.
real earlier
Yeah.
than. All right. Sounds good. Do you have like influential comedians that maybe a top three or something?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really random. I feel like not a lot of I feel like this comedian is a little underrated, but Sinbad actually, yeah, like his Son of a Preacher Man comedy special and Afros and Bell Bottoms, and to a lesser extent Brain Damage, were some of the most influential. Like my brother and I would just watch those specials over and over again, and it was just, because he was so, like, I guess, like, clean, right? Like, our parents let us watch it, and so we just got exposed to his type of comedy a lot, and his act outs, and just his, like, stage presence is incredible, right? Like he's got like a great rapport with the audience, and it's just like he's so comfortable up there. Yeah. So
No, Sinbad.
yeah.
Didn't expect that one.
Huh?
Didn't expect that one, to be honest. I don't.
What's your number one?
uh, I wouldn't know exactly about a number one, but usually my three are like Doug Stanhope.
Oh wow, old school.
A little bit. Norm Macdonald.
Okay.
And George Carlin.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You kind of like Carlin's like perspective, like kind of like.
There was. I don't know, there's so much about Carlin, like from his beginning, where he was starting as a club act, where he was trying to be like straight edge, and then as he says, he started to, because during his times it was like the real hippie ages, where there was also a lot of like hatred also towards those hippies. So he says he found himself in that middle place, but his real spot was with the hippies. So that's where he ended up more later on towards the end of his life, where he started going more anti-establishment and stuff like that. And so I don't know, just like at any point in his career, to be honest, is like, it just honestly, well, I guess what I take most inspiration from him is his writing. Because I mean, not just well, he had money problems, but which is why he had to do like a special a year. But
I didn't know that.
he owed like a bunch of taxes or something like that.
Makes sense.
But because of that, he would come up with a special every year, and also he's talked about like his the way he organizes his writing, which is how I do it now, which is I'll take my joke and I'll categorize it usually with like two either whether they're about like politics or people or just whatever, just give her categories.
Yeah.
And then, split that up and then kind of puzzle things together.
Yeah.
So that's something I really drew from him.
Cool. Yeah. That is a good way to organize your writing for sure. Just to finish up answering your question, probably like Chris Rock is another influential.
Okay.
Just his oh God, what was it? His first, was it Never Scared?
His first
Like his 2006 special, right? But just his I feel like he's such a smart comedian, and that he can, the way that he's making everyone look at all these issues, right? That it's just like no matter where you are, like you just laugh about it because it's just so ridiculous. Then for like, I think another comedy special that was really influential is probably George Lopez's Why You Crying?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I can see that. I can see
Yeah,
that.
really. I mean, I really, yeah, again, that was just another thing that I would like watch with my bro, and like everything that he talked about in the special was like something that our family did. And it's just like really cool to be able to make people feel like, almost like they were in the neighborhood with you, right? Growing up, like that's me. So yeah. There's so many comedians out there. It's hard to really like choose a top three, but
I know.
like,
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
It's
but
always hard,
yeah, for me, it's probably more like specials, like different specials that like
Oh, okay.
affected me. Yeah.
I see it. Oh, for sure. Cool. All right. What has been your best experience so far in comedy?
My best experience so far in comedy, I think, is just the growth, like the process of it. And I know that sounds so corny, but just like remembering, like when I started comedy, I was like in such a mindset that like I felt like I hadn't really done anything like in my life that I really like ever had committed to, right? And it's like I would always like be like want to start a project and then end up like it falling by the wayside. And so like when I started comedy, I decided like that was going to be what I was going to pour my energy into. And like even today, man, I can be so shit at like the mics are brutal, and writing is hard, but I love it. Like even if it sucks and I'm like crying while I'm writing because it's so like, well, how do I make this funny, right? But it's like when it comes together and it just slides in a piece, like it's like those like mats there, like they just click in a piece, and it's just so satisfying. And just like seeing how far I've come since then, like I think has been the most rewarding thing. And obviously like the performing is really fun too, just actually being able to get up there and make somebody laugh as opposed to make someone like cringe for you is also pretty satisfying.
Yeah, I could totally relate to, because I'm just 26 years old, so it's not like I haven't done too much, but I also feel like I've done enough to the point where I know that stand-up is what I want to do. Yeah. Like even where, like you said, the open mics, like yeah, I'm just going on my not starting, but like halfway through my second year of comedy, and so the first one was just all open mics. Yeah. And just digging through that is, yeah, like you said, it's brutal.
Yeah, right. You gotta have a thick skin.
Yeah, so yeah, it's only been until more recently, finally started getting invited to shows and stuff. But, right. But yeah, I also feel like if you get over that, I mean, it's not even just the first hump; it's humps all along the way.
Oh yeah.
It might seem like that was the worst, but I'm sure there's other stuff coming up.
Way worse. No, it's gonna suck balls.
I'm sure, yeah, but that's where the love for it comes.
Exactly. And I'm a strong believer in that failure is the way to success, right? If you're not failing, you're not taking risks, and you're not learning, right? Like I think it's very, very rare for somebody to be super good right off the bat. And what I really like to do is like watch like professional stand-up comedians, like early tapes. You can find them on YouTube, and just like Chris Rock is again like just the huge difference in how he started, and like is nothing like what he is now. And it's just comforting to see that, you know, the persona that you have right now may not be the one that you have in like 10, 20 years. And obviously you're going to be like way more polished, and you're going to find your voice. And I'm very excited for that. You know, I can retire all my penis jokes. I can retire all those. But maybe my voice involves penis jokes. I don't know. But that's the thing. That's the process, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely get that too, because there's definitely a lot of jokes where, to me, I feel like I came up with them because they are basically a part of my life. Mm-hmm. But then you tell them to people and they go, "Why are you just saying dick jokes? Why are you just..."
Right,
like,
right, yeah. Like,
it's like, I don't know.
You don't understand, but it spoke to me, okay? In the moment, it was saying something. You didn't hear it, okay? Yeah, for sure.
So what's been your worst experience in comedy?
So many fun, terrible experiences. Well, I just did roast battle. First time doing roast battle at Zany's. I did it before at Lincoln Lodge. And while that battle, I won unanimously both times. But while the first battle was super fun, it was also like, it was super like a kind of like a realization, like, okay, like this is the time to really like dig deep. I think an issue that I've had like in my writing is that people have told me to like dig deeper, right? So I that's something that I'm working on. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so well, I don't know how deep penises go, so. But yeah, so I think, like I said, any bad experience is a learning experience. And I think that experience really helped me like tune in a little bit more with my writing. Like, okay, like let's stop with the softball stuff. Like, let's actually make some jokes here. So that was an experience. That was but as far as like really, really bad experience, no, I don't think I've had one. I mean, besides just the usual like going up to crickets, but you know, I mean, everyone has that, right? Right?
Yeah, you have to. So.
You have to, yeah, yeah.
Where do you want to end up in comedy?
That's a great question. I would love to have an HBO special, right?
HBO specifically, or?
Yeah. And again, that's just like, you know, my old school, like from like watching Mitch Hedberg and Lopez and everybody. And I just feel like that would be so special. But I do like ultimately like want to be a well-respected comedian. I feel like I know a lot of people do it for like the acting and things like that, and that would be cool, but like, I mean, I kind of did the acting thing already, and I'm not great at it. So I have so much fun doing stand up, and I just feel like I have a perspective that may not be out there as much, just through the experiences that I've had. And so like being a stand-up comic ultimately is my goal, a successful stand-up comic. I'm also I really like writing too, so I guess if like a writing, like good writing gig came out of it, then I'd be open to that too. But yeah.
Well, And like, well, just kind of how you said with you've already done the acting thing, but because I was talking to not one of these interviews, I was talking to another comedian, and he told me, he's like, what you should be shooting for is for like TV, and I was like,
right.
But me personally, I was like, I don't know if that's where I want to go.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's like that, because also he was an older guy too, so I feel like he was still in that mindset of TV's where you should make it.
Yeah.
And to me, I guess I resonate more with how you said you want to have your own voice and have your own perspective. Like then, I feel like that's more what I want to do as well.
Absolutely.
Where with, I mean, also expanding to other things like acting or like you said, maybe writing and other stuff like that. That would be cool, but ultimately, it's probably just sticking to stand up, at least for me.
Yeah, because like I know in the 90s, like it was super popular, like Tim Allen, Seinfeld, even like Greg Giraldo, like to have your own sitcom and stuff. But like it's almost like having someone else like kind of control your vision a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying if y'all want to do a like Kat's House or something like that, I'm down. But
hit her up, yeah.
Right, yeah. I mean, obviously, like you can't really say like, oh man, like I'm not gonna take this money or I'm not gonna do this thing, because everyone wants to be successful. So however it looks like. I think I'm also not too hung up on what it looks like exactly, because like I know life can throw you so many curveballs that it's good to be a little like flexible for what's coming to you. And the important thing is just to work hard, and just when you work hard, like good things will come to you.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, speaking of hard work, you run when I on the showcase.
Yeah, I do.
I was there. I checked it out.
Yeah, you did.
And well, because also something that at least I would like to break into would be doing comedy in Spanish.
Awesome.
So I was mostly seeing if that's what you guys were doing there or what's up.
No.
Also, I was also gonna bring up there was some audience members there who, as they were leaving, they were like, "Oh, I thought they were gonna be like talking like all Spanish here or something like that, but I guess not." But
yeah, all our performances are in English. It's on the Eventbrite, so don't be surprised.
But so. Have you done any comedy or anything like that in Spanish in your work?
No, I haven't. My parents are both from El Salvador, and I imagine that I learned like Spanish first, but like, I was 4 when we moved to Des Moines, so definitely like, and my dad is like fluent in English, and so is my mom, but she's a little shyer about speaking it. So like English was always like a big part of my language abilities, and like Spanish I think probably felt like number 2. Like they put me in like ESL classes when I was in elementary school, and I was like speaking perfect English. I was like, what am I doing here, right? I was helping the teacher with the homework. But no, but I do know that there is an all Spanish mic in Pilsen. Have you been to that one? I forget what it's called though.
No, I believe I've seen it like posted, but I have not been to it. No.
Okay, yeah. They do all their comedy in Spanish. It's very encouraged. So that would be a good one to check out for sure. Do you do comedy in Spanish?
Well, I was born in Mexico, and I came here when I was 4 also.
Okay.
So Spanish was my first language, and nowadays I'm definitely
Really?
It sucks that I'm forgetting it and stuff. Because I mean, definitely, like the last time I was in Mexico was when I was like 16.
Oh wow. Okay.
So that was literally like 10 years ago now. Fuck.
Yeah. Those decades go fast.
Yeah. So I guess that might be another reason why I want to break into it. I don't
Yeah.
want to let it go. I don't want to forget that. And also, coming from Mexico, I have my mom had 11 brothers and sisters. She had like
Wow.
so we have a lot of family in Mexico and stuff. So I feel like that it's just another market,
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, trying to if I can break into that as well.
Yeah, another
way to go.
market.
Yeah.
Do you have like any jokes in Spanish? Have you written in Spanish?
Not really. I
No,
was
okay.
the first. I don't know. I was gonna see if I could maybe translate my stuff or see if it
Yeah,
made
I don't
sense.
know.
If it
Yeah,
had the
it's
same-
hard. Yeah. Bito jokes, right? Bito jokes.
Yeah, because I don't know if they carry the same context or like.
Yeah.
Because I know for sure like Mexicans, they love to fuck around so much, and
Right.
also
They have
trying to
their own language, almost
yeah,
slang.
and,
Yeah.
been also looking into like some Mexican comedians, and I would liken it a lot to like black comedy. But I'm not that good at that style of comedy, so for me it's like
Like it's looser. It's more off the cuff,
yeah, more
freestyling.
stories,
Stories.
talking the shit. So, and I'm like a straight joke writer. That's what
Right.
so for me to go, I mean, I do. I mean, to be honest, well, when I was last time I was in Mexico when I was 16,
Yeah.
I did have it was a whole freaking thing. Me and my brother and my cousin went out at night. Got into a fight in this
Oh, fun.
party, got kicked out and shit, and then almost on the way home almost got freaking shot by some other people and shit. So it's like I do
Damn.
have stories
crazy
and stuff
night.
to talk about. It was ridiculous. We got home, my brother was crying and shit. My cousin
That's
he had been through
scary.
shit like that, so he was
Right.
he was-
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
cool,
Welcome,
but-
guys. This is what it is, right? You want a cheesy?
Yeah. So I feel like I do have some experiences that might be able to translate onto stage,
Yeah.
but also not that many. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've always been more of a homebody, so
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I guess okay. So you said you came when you were 4 years old to.
I was
Or-
born in LA and then my parents moved us to Des Moines when I was 4. So I grew up there, went to school out there at the University of Iowa, and then I came here after that. So I moved here to Chicago 11 years ago, and people say that I can say I'm from Chicago, so I do. Just I love Chicago. I think Chicago is the best city in the world. I do.
Shout out. Yep. Do you have like a philosophy or a message behind your comedy?
I probably not at this point. Right now, I think I'm just trying to focus on being funny and just definitely using my own experiences to be funny. But it's like I guess like I don't know, maybe like 30 years into it, like maybe I'll go Carlin and like start talking some real shit. But like comedy, I think what attracted me to comedy is just being able to like identify with it and have it bring you closer, right? And so like I would like to be able to do that and just like have fun and make it fun and have everyone have a good time. Yeah. Have a good time all the time. That's my slogan.
That's a good motto. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Are you religious or spiritual at all?
Nah, I wouldn't say so. Like in El Salvador, like my family's very religious, right? So it makes me realize how not religious I am. I mean, I if I'm nothing, I'm probably like spiritual or agnostic because I go through phases where it's just like, I'll pray hard for something to happen, and then I go through phases where I'm like, what the fuck, God? Like, where even is you? Like, like what's going on? So I don't know. I have a very turbulent relationship with God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why I got jokes about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
if do you have, well, like you said, you took a little more inspiration from like specials instead of comedians. Do you have any specific jokes that like really that you always like think about or you really
Well,
harmonize with?
a lot of, I mean, Mitch Hedberg's jokes are pretty easy to remember, right? They're just one line. Yeah. Like Flyers just like saying, "Here, you throw this away," right? So, like George Lopez's like act outs pretty much. I think Chris Tucker, his was it his Comic View debut? No, his Def Jam debut, right? And oh man, just the way that he came out, and I think his voice, right, just immediately like attracted everyone's attention. And then his freaking like Michael Jackson act out was so good, and it's like I wish that I could manipulate my voice like that. I need to do more work with my voice. Like I need to make it more interesting. So that'll be a goal for me this next year, comedy.
I know what you mean. I got a bland ass voice, so
right,
like,
yeah.
Even when I hear myself on the mic for a while, it's like, oh Jesus, like,
go to sleep. Yeah,
even I don't want to listen to that.
Yeah.
Christ. Yeah. Speaking of kind of the act outs, Gilbert Gottfried. Is absolutely also one of my. His jokes on stage he had just like street jokes, but then what was absolutely my favorite from him was his radio that he used to do with Howard Stern, and then his podcast appearances and stuff, because that was like looking at the real Gilbert and who he was, and also the voices he would do was absolutely the best. And definitely, like you said, I would also love to get into the inspiration to try to get into some little voice acting and stuff like that. I just watched a special by Maria Bamford, and I'd never actually seen her stuff before, even though I see her name all the time. So I was like, it was on Hulu or Tubi or whatever. So I watched it, and she just does like these great like vocal variety bits that it's just really cool, because she has her like kind of like, you know, wilting voice, and then she'll just go into something, right? And it's just, you know, it's really cool to see that too. And she was actually pretty funny, one of the funnier comedians, because I really need to catch up on modern comedians. I do. I do. All right. Okay. You were just a judge at the Comedy Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Where I was a participant.
Yes. Yes, he showed out.
Well, two things about that. The first one, that I messaged them like 2 days earlier. They had my name on that list, and I went out like one of the last ones because they like skipped my name. Which, right. No hate. It was just that just kind of sucked, but
yeah, because I remember I saw your name, and then it wasn't, and then it went past your name, so I was like, oh, I thought you left. I thought you left.
I was waiting there the whole fucking time. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was a long mic.
that was long, yeah. But also, main reason I wanted to bring that up was because, so were you guys were writing like actual like scores, right, for all the contestants?
Yeah.
I guess as being on the contestant side of that, I guess I thought it might be interesting if you were able to actually show like if they asked, like, would you be able to show what was written on those papers to the comics? Because like if I was shit on that stage, I would want to know.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, if it's written here, I should work on this, and that.
For sure.
And that would totally help me out.
Yeah, for sure. I think that would be a great idea to actually have a mic like that. It's just kind of hard because I feel like everyone, like each comic has their own perspective. And so it's kind of hard, like, unless you've been doing it like 20 we did the judging, and it's based on things like that, you know, anyone should base their stand-up on, like confidence, like originality and things like that. But the actual score sheets, like, I mean, if you ask the judge and be like, how did I do, right? Like, you know, they would tell you, depending on what they think personally, but like after each comic, like the judges toss the paper into the hat, and so it's just gone, and it doesn't have our names on it or anything. So if we loved you, you'll never know. If we didn't love you, you'll never know.
That's why they seemed a little bit like a waste at the end of the night if you're just throwing out those papers. But,
right? Yeah.
We're just about 30 minutes here, so to close this out, can we have one of your jokes so people get to know you a little bit?
Sure. Do you guys think that like cops, when they get head, do they call it a blue job? Oh my God, I said that's so good. Oh my God, that delivery. That's a little one you could put on your Valentine's Day card. Just a quick one. I don't know. That's been one that's gotten a lot of reactions at the mics. So I mean, it's got nothing to say behind it really, but it's funny, I guess.
A little play on words plus the punch on the cops and stuff. That's that's pretty good.
Blue job, right?
Not bad.
Past tense.
All right.
Well, yeah.
With that, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. This was a lot of fun.
And that's the end of that.
Bye, guys.